Hot Springs Village Inside Out is a closer look at the largest gated community in North America, spanning 26,000 acres in the Ouachita Mountains in south central Arkansas. Join me, Randy Cantrell, and some occasional guests as we explore Hot Springs Village Inside Out. Today's show is brought to you by Central Arkansas's favorite radio station, KVRE. Find them on the dial at 92.9 FM. Stream them live, kvre.com. HSV Inside Out is sponsored by Ike Eisenhower State Farm. Ike and his award-winning team have been serving the insurance needs of folks all around Hot Springs Village since 1998. Ike has qualified for State Farm's President's Club, Chairman's Circle, and Hot Springs Village Insurance Agent of the Year. Call Ike Eisenhower State Farm today at 501-984-4100. That's 501-984-4100. Find them online at ikeeisenhower.net. Call them today for all your insurance needs because, like a good neighbor, Ike Eisenhower State Farm is there. Also sponsored by McGraw Realtors, located in the heart of Hot Springs Village, the fastest growing real estate office with over 30 agents and staff. Executive brokers Lori and Ken Henderson, along with realtor and waterfront specialist Rick Marshall, they're eager to share the special features of Hot Springs Village with you. For a complimentary relocation packet, call Ken and Lori at 501-276-3018 or Rick Marshall at 501-601-RICK. They are McGraw Realtors of Hot Springs Village. We've talked before, and there's an episode, I'll link it up in the show notes, about creating your own trail. And this is another ideal example. An old but asphalt paved road. Few, if any, houses down here. So there are miles and miles of places inside Hot Springs Village that you can do this. So you're not traipsing through the wilderness. I'm not going to tell you that in the summertime you still don't need to be worried about bugs like ticks, but it's not at all like walking out through that. And there's something magical about walking out through that, but this is way easier for old people like us, more convenient, and there's solitude, and as you can tell, it's springtime. It's the beginning of spring. We're 1 week into spring, and in the last 2 weeks things have really begun to bud out, including our new willow tree, which I was quite nervous about over the winter. So you just have to get out and venture to find these kinds of streets. And again, way more plentiful than you would think, because the village is still, after nearly 55 years, 1/3 developed. So still lots of, these are all lots. Somebody owns these. Occasionally you see a for sale or for sale by owner. And you hear me huffing and puffing because you can tell this is an incline. This is a hill. Steep for an old fat guy. But we are just really not far from one of the main thoroughfares in the village. You may be able to hear the cars in the background, but otherwise you wouldn't know it. You just think that you're walking on some abandoned asphalt road in the middle of nowhere. I often wonder why people haven't built houses in places like this, but I think many people in the village enjoy neighborhoods, and they enjoy having neighbors. And being one of those people who now lives in a neighborhood with neighbors, yeah, there's big benefits to that. There's benefits to being secluded too. But it seems evident to me that most of us kind of enjoy having some neighbors. And if you built a house up here, well, you wouldn't have any. So down that way, I'm not going to walk it because I'm already tired. Cul-de-sac. And there's a bunch of these. Be very rare for you to walk any of these kinds of asphalt places and not encounter one or more little offshoots. So I'm telling you, for fitness, if you want to get out and walk and you don't want to traipse through a natural trail, find a street like this and you could walk as much or as little as you want to. We're going to get up here to the top and then we're going to retreat and go back to the house. I made a decision last week. I'm just now pulling the trigger on it. Get back in shape. I had both knees scoped late last year. I had no idea that it would be the ordeal that it has been. Hasn't been bad. It's been way worse than I would have thought. And we're coming up on a second cul-de-sac here. I'll show you this and then we'll go back to the house. But you can see trees are budded out. And give this another week or two and it will look very different than it does now. Some of this greenery that you see at the top of the trees, that will work its way down. And this will all be filled out real nicely. So there's something magical about the transition from winter to spring and then to summer. It's close to 50 degrees as I'm filming this. There are over 30 miles of, technically 30 miles of hiking trails in the village, but that's not counting these. And I would dare say there's certainly dozens more miles of unoccupied streets or very low occupied streets where you can get out and actually be walking on asphalt, which is safer than trying to traverse that kind of landscape. You know, so you're not bushwhacking. You can just stroll as vigorously or as slowly as you want. It's a favorite pastime for many of us to just get out and walk, and one reason that I've got this particular microphone, which is mounted to the cameras, hopefully so you can better hear some of the birds and things in the background. We used to love these as kids. We knew not to eat them. I think they're poisonous. If they're not, they'll make you sick. I never did it, but I knew kids who did. Yeah, there was always that kid. When you come to Hot Springs Village and you've got your own transportation, meaning you got your own wheels, just venture out, and if you see a road that looks like there's no houses down that road, turn in. Now, I'll forewarn you, some of these roads, they just end and then it turns to gravel and it can be rough, so I would not advise you to go past or go off the asphalt, but pull over, park your car, get out, and stroll around. And you don't have to walk far. You could if you wanted, but you don't have to. And when you do, this is the experience. This is what you get to see. The other advantage of these kinds of walks, Cedar Creek, which is a favorite for many of us, but more often than not, you're going to run into people, which isn't a bad thing. But if you want to just get out and be by yourself or with your spouse, these walks are different. There's a place for both. Come and visit. Check Airbnb, check VRBO, find a place inside Hot Springs Village that just ideally suits you. Book 2 or 3 nights. Come and investigate. Get out of the neighborhood where you are. Yeah, spend some time around that neighborhood, but get out and find some places like this. Get out and venture into other neighborhoods, and it will give you a big sense that this is a vast, vast place, and there's opportunities for people just like you to come and make this your home.
Thanks for watching Hot Springs Village Inside Out. You'll find all our episodes at hotspringsvillageinsideout.com or on YouTube.